Hello, good morning, everyone. So now let's have a very quick understanding in terms of like how to feed the data into the Excel. Now let's get into the questionnaire. We have a questionnaire with some questions. Let me quickly look into the list of questions what we have. Yes, we have around 22 questions in a questionnaire. And now we would like to have the responses which we have obtained from the respondents into the Excel sheet. Now, you may ask me why is that we are getting the data into the Excel sheet. Now, when we have the data in the Excel file or the Excel sheet can be used to perform the data analysis, or maybe using various statistical software like say SPSS, Gretel, eViews, R. There are many more sophisticated softwares where you can use the Excel file and then you can conduct the analysis on the data which you have collected. Now, the very first step, what I have done is I've just picked a questionnaire. It is one of the questionnaire from my cohort. And if you see here, I have done a coding. Now, when I say coding, if you see the question number 5, gender, male is written as 0 and female is written as 1. Now, for the question number 1, 2, 3, 4, I have not done any kind of coding because these questions are called as open-ended questions. Now, when I say name, the respondents will be writing the name, address, it will be written, mobile number, again, it will be written, age, it is written. I have not given the options here for the age. So it is something like say when someone fills in 25, someone fills in 30, and then that becomes an open-ended question wherein the respondent should write. However, from the question number 5, if you see, we have the close-ended questions. Now, when I say close-ended questions, which means that the respondent has got some options, and for the options, he or she has to just tick, right? Now, suppose a customer is now ticking for female. Let's consider the first respondent who has ticked for female. Now, if a respondent has ticked for female, now we consider it as 1 when we are putting it in the Excel. Now, let's get into the Excel and then build a format for us. Firstly, I would like to have a serial number. Yes, of course, serial number 1 to many numbers. Let's say you have 100 questionnaires with you, filled questionnaires, the sample survey which you have done. Let us suppose that you have 100. Now, each respondent, each questionnaire will be having one row in the Excel. Similarly, what I'll do now, I'll be using the questions. Now, if you see here, for the question number 5 onwards, we will be starting the coding, right? So I'll write Q5 and then I'll write Q6. Like that, how many questions are there? We have around question 12, 22, yes. So we have 22 questions. So what I'll do now, I'll just bring in like this, and then I'll try to get it to 22. Yeah, I have 20, and then let me get it till 22. Yes. So I have question number 5 to question number 22. I have just mentioned it as Q1, Q5, Q6. You can see here it is there in the Excel, the Word document, which I've converted as a PDF for the sake of making this video. Now, if you see here, gender, male 0 and female 1. Let us assume that a respondent has ticked for female. So what I'll do now, for the respondent number 1, for the Q5, that is the question number 5, I'll be writing it as 1 in the Excel. If I write a 0, what happens? It means that 0 means male. So in the same way, for the question number 6, the respondent might have ticked for postgraduate, tick. Now what I'll do for the question number 6, you can see here in the Excel for the question number 6, I'll be writing the code that is 3. In the same way, I'll be completing from 7 to 22. Now let's get quickly understanding of this coding here. Now, coding should be done on the questionnaire when we have a questionnaire or the sample surveys which we have done, because that enables the sophisticated software or the tools to make the analysis. And for that reason, we code the options and then we feed that code into the Excel. So all the feeded codes will be helping you to conduct the analysis. Now, if you just look at the question number 6, for option number 1, that is SSLC, code is 0, PUC, code is 1, undergraduate, code is 2, and postgraduate, code is 3. In the same way, for the marital status, married 0, unmarried 1. How long have you been working under this organization? If you see fresher, it is 0. If you see 3 to 5 years, it is 1. If you see 6 to 10 years, it is 2, the code. And more than 10 years, the code is 3. Now, we will have to update these codes into the Excel, right? I'll be doing it for another 3 questions, and then probably you can just continue with the same phase. Now, for the question number 6, we say that, okay, the respondent might have given a response for postgraduate. So I'll be marking it as a 3. Yes, I did it for the question number 6. Question number 7, the respondent is married. So what I'll do now, I'll be writing it as a 0 for question number 7, the code. And for the question number 8, how long have you been working under this organization? Let's say the respondent has responded for 3 to 5 years. So now what I'll do for the 3 to 5 years, I'll take 1 as a code, and then I'll be mentioning for the question number 8 as 1. And for the question number 9, let's see, income level. The income level of the respondent, and the respondent has ticked for 15,000 to 24,000 in that range. So now what I'll have to do, I'll have to take the code of 1 for the income level question. Yes. And for the question number 10, if you see, how satisfied are you with your current salary? Highly satisfied is given as 0, the code, satisfied as 1, dissatisfied as 2, and highly dissatisfied as 3. Now here the respondent might have said highly dissatisfied. So what I'll do now for the question number 10, just mark it as a 3. In the same way, you will be completing the complete row. That is, for one questionnaire, you will be completing all the questions and the codes which you have given. Now, you might be having a question, why is that I have started with the 0? If you would like to have from 1 and 2, you're most welcome. There is no hard and fast rule saying that, okay, you'll have to start with 0. For male, you can consider it as 1. For female, you can consider it as 2. Or if someone wants to say female would like to consider as 0 and male should be considered as 1, yeah, you can. But remember one thing, when you want to code, you just have one questionnaire on your hand as a master copy, because you should follow the same coding for all the responses, whatever you have obtained from the respondents. And that will be helping you in terms of having a database in the Excel. Once the database is ready, it can be uploaded to any tools, or it can be used again in the Excel to conduct the analysis. That we will see sometime later in the other videos, but this is all about coding a response into the Excel sheet. That's it from my side. Thank you. Thanks for watching.